Hello, and thank you for being here today. Here. I would like to begin my final speech with a quote from Jackie Chan. Don't let circumstance control you. You change your circumstances. One such circumstance is that of war. And it's not the war of soldiers and bombs and guns I speak of, but is the internal conflict that can be called the war for self-discipline and self-control. The martial arts are traditions and combat practices developed over the past 3,000 years for mankind's need for self-protection, self-discipline, as well as mental and spiritual development. To the non-practitioner, martial arts is often confused with sports entertainment such as boxing or UFC. The key difference between these two is the purpose. Sports are designed for entertainment purposes. Martial arts are designed for addressing real-life conflicts. The testimonies of hundreds of practitioners and the positive social impact of martial arts is the reason why I implore you to seek one for your own personal development. So the necessity for self-protection, whether mental or physical, is a very real thing. This can be seen in statistics. On average, 24 people per minute are assaulted within the United States, accounting for 12 million of interpersonal violence cases per year. The cost of these cases exceeds at $5.8 billion. Now, despite the obvious need to address this problem, the majority of people overlook this crucial lesson. They remain ignorant of their own capabilities. This ignorance is in no way responsible. Ask yourself, what would I do if addressed with a violent conflict? Do you know for yourself? Well, not knowing is not a plan, and it ultimately dooms a person to reaction. Cases of untrained people practicing self-defense are often gratuitously violent and unnecessary. So I'm going to give you a scenario. You are in the park with your 6-year-old cousin when a man approaches from behind and kidnaps your cousin, running away. As you pursue him, you draw your firearm, but before you take a shot, you hesitate, for the risk of harming or injuring your cousin is just as high as that of his assailant. So you continue your pursuit. As you close the distance between you and your cousin's assailant, you realize that you will have to engage this person in some way or another. Now, for the untrained person, there is no knowledge of how to engage. And what's more, what if the assailant was a personal friend, a close relative, or an intimate partner? Would you really want lethal force to be your only course of action? So before you imagine attacking a person with either your feet or fists, I want to quote the modern father of karate, Funakoshi Gichin. There is no attack in karate. This coincides with the overall philosophy that martial arts is of pacifistic nature. The benefits of martial arts are extensive. Evidence has shown to improve self-esteem, have increased positive responses to physical challenges, greater autonomy, as well as reduced aggression among the practitioners of these arts. The martial arts vary from hard practices to soft practices. With a great variety of martial arts available to be studied and learned from, why not educate educate yourself in this field. So, I want to go back to our scenario previously and change one thing. You're closing the distance between you and your cousin's assailant. But this time, you're a second-year blue belt at your local jiu-jitsu institute. For necessity and the training that you have endured for the past 2 years, your reflexes kick in, and as you engage the assailant, you're able to subdue him and escape with your cousin, leaving the responsibility of life and death to the police. You can go free with no blood on your hands. So, are you ready to take responsibility for yourself? Are you ready to do away with ignorance and aggression? Are you ready to hone your own confidence, hone your character? And if you are ready to do these things, then go out and educate yourself. Learn from the practitioners in the martial arts school in your local community. Find out what it is for you. Do not allow this essential lesson to go unheeded. Answer this question for yourself. In life, will you react or will you respond? Thank you for viewing my presentation. Are there any questions?
Can I ask your question?
Why do you do this?
Well, it varies for many people. It is a personal practice. Martial arts, the challenge is not physical, but a spiritual one. Each person is to define that for themselves. Thank you for seeing my presentation.